Good morning children. Today we are going to talk about selection and steps in selection process. Now before we start off with the meaning of selection, let us recapitulate what do we mean by recruitment. Recruitment is basically attracting large amount of people for the job vacancies in the organization. Now what do we mean by selection? Once an adequate number of candidates has been available for the recruitment, the process of selection begins. Now, what is selection? Selection is the process of carefully screening the candidates to choose the most suitable person for the job vacancies to be filled in. That is when we select the right person for the right job out of the pool of people which we have during the recruitment process. When we select the suitable candidates for the job, this process is known as selection. Number 1. Qualification, experience, background, etc. of the applicants are compared with the requirement of the job. Yes, children, during the selection process, the qualification, experience, background of the candidates, they are matched, they are compared with the job vacancies in the organization. Say, the job vacancy is for a person who is an MBA. So, we would be selecting out of the pool of candidates only those candidates who are MBAs for that job. Rest would be told to leave the premises after the first round of interview. Next is, it is a negative process. Children, if you remember, when we discussed about recruitment, we said that recruitment is a positive process. Why recruitment is a positive process was that it attracts large number of people. But whereas in case of selection, it is selecting the suitable candidates out of the pool of candidates. That is, it is an elimination process. In this process, we eliminate, we remove, we weed out the unsuitable candidates out of the pool of candidates. In this process, the rejected candidates are much more than the selected candidates, because in this case we are rejecting all those who do not have the right kind of qualification, background or experience for the job. Next point is done after recruitment. Yes, the selection process is always done after the recruitment. That is, when we have a pool of candidates, only then we can start off with the selection process. It is the right type of candidate for the right vacancy. Yes, in case of selection, we select the right type of candidates from the pool of candidates whose credentials we already have in form of recruitment. Selection is weeding out or eliminating unsuitable candidates. It is a process in which we select the suitable candidates and we weed out, we eliminate, we remove the unsuitable candidates from the large number of people which have applied for the job. It affects the labor turnover and absenteeism. Say children, if the selection process is not an appropriate one, that is, if the HR manager has selected a wrong person for the right type of job, in that case this process comes out to be very costly, because that person would start disliking his job, he or she would start absenteeing himself or herself from the job. So this process may lead to, in that case, absenteeism and labor turnover. So selection process is quite important process for the HR manager. Now let us talk about the steps in selection process. When we talk about the steps in selection process, the first one is the preliminary interview, second is application blank, third is selection test, selection or final interview, followed by group discussion, further followed by medical or physical examination, checking the references, final approval and placement. Now let us discuss about each one of them individually. Children, when we talk about the selection process or selection procedure, it is used for the purpose of ascertaining whether or not the candidate possesses the right type of qualification required for the job. This process has to be designed to select the right type of person for the right type of job. When we talk about the steps in selection process, these steps should at each level provide more and more information about the candidate so that when the process is over, we have the best of the knowledge about the candidate so that we can find out that this candidate is suitable for this particular job profile. Now let us talk about the first step. The first step is the preliminary interview. This is done to check whether the candidate has the minimum qualification required for the job. The preliminary interview is quite brief interview. It is done at the reception area preferably. This aims at eliminating the totally unsuitable candidates out of the pool of candidates. All those candidates who fulfill the minimum qualification, they are further given the application blank to fill in so that the unsuitable candidates are weeded out, eliminated out at the first round only. This process, this step saves the time and money of the employer as well as the candidate, as the candidate also need not follow the whole long process of selection. The next point is application blank. Application blank is like a form. In this, the candidate fills in all the columns such as name, age, address, education, job experience, etc. That is, it is a kind of detailed permanent record of the candidate available in the form of form with the organization where the candidate has come for an interview or for the process of selection. This form helps, this application blank helps to know about the candidate's suitability and interest for the job. So it is like a form which helps in framing the questions to be asked during the interview. It is quite helpful for the interviewer to have the application blank so that he can ask the questions from the candidate. The next is the selection tests. After the candidates have been scrutinized through the application, a list of all those candidates who have to be further tested and interviewed is prepared. These tests, these selection tests are based on assumptions of human traits, that is human characters, and work behavior that is used to predict the sampling. Now, when we talk about the selection test, are they really helpful? Yes, they are helpful as they help in establishing the standards of job performance for the candidates. Through these tests, we can test the candidate and we can find out whether this candidate is suitable enough for this job or not. These tests help in finding out his personality traits, his interests and his or her aptitude. Now let us discuss the various types of tests which are conducted in organizations to select. The first one is the intelligence test. These tests help in measuring, in knowing the person capacity of reasoning, comprehension, etc. in terms of his memory, vocabulary, mental alertness, etc. through the intelligence test, we can know what is the IQ of the candidate. That is, how intelligent is the candidate, how mentally alert is the candidate in particular situation. The next type of test which are conducted in organizations for selection is the aptitude test. These tests help in measuring a candidate's capacity to learn a particular skill. Say, for example, the reasoning skills, mathematics skills, in vocabulary skills, etc. The next type of test which are conducted in the organizations are the trade test. These tests are designed to know the knowledge and the skills already achieved in a particular trade or occupation by the candidate. Say, for example, earlier also the candidate was in the banking field. So when we ask the candidate some questions related to banking, we get to know what are his trade skills, as to how good banker he was in his previous job, whether he or she knows his job profile, his industry in which he has already worked or not. Another example of trade test is that when a typist is being tested on the speed which he has for typing. The next type of test is the interest tests. Such tests are used to know the preferences of the individuals for a certain type of work to be performed in the organization. That is, to know whether the candidate likes this job profile or not. For example, when the candidate is asked, say that he would be interested in working in the rural area or not, the candidate would reflect through his answer that he is interested in working in the rural area or not. So this will help us to know his or her interests. The next type of test is the personality test. This type of test help in aiming to know the emotional balance of the candidate. That is, how stable emotionally is the candidate. Say whether that candidate is very sensitive, very harsh, very rude, etc. It also aims to know the temperament, that is, whether he has a bad temperament or is he a cool-minded person, is he mature or immature, and so on. So we can test the candidate in different situations through these tests. The next type of test is the dexterity test. These tests help in knowing how good is the candidate in using his hands and fingers in the industrial work. This type of test is basically conducted for the industrial workers to know how good they are in using their hands and fingers during their working hours. The next step in the process is the selection or the final interview. After the tests have been conducted, there involves a face-to-face conversation between the employer and the candidate. The selector asks the job-related questions to the job seeker. Now, what is the objective of this final interview? The main objective of this final interview is to cross-check the information which we have obtained through the application blank which the candidate filled himself and the test. The second objective of this interview is to give an accurate picture of the job and the company to the candidate so that we know whether the candidate has understood his job profile or not. But there are some disadvantages of the final interview also. Number one, it is very time consuming and an expensive way. It can only test the personality of the candidate but not his skills on the job. At times, the interviewer may be having some personal judgment about the candidate, which may or may not be right. The interviewer may at times not be an expert to know the relevant information about the candidate. So it is always better to have an interview in a proper physical environment so that there is a proper interview room in which there is no noise and interruptions, and the candidate is also at ease to discuss about whatever is asked. The information of the candidate should always be kept confidential. The next step in the selection process is the group discussion. Now children, why there is a need of group discussion? Because in case of an interview, the candidate does not get a right opportunity to show his leadership abilities. So through group discussion, the candidate can be checked on his leadership skills and to know whether the candidate will be able to work in a social circle, that is, will he or she will be able to work in a group. So group discussion help us to know that whether the candidate has the leadership skills and whether the candidate would be able to work in a group at large. In a group discussion, there are 8 to 10 candidates who are made to sit and discuss a problem which is being given to them by the observer. The observer rates all the candidates on different parameters, such as the observer rates them on whether the candidate has become aggressive or he or she was quite cooperative, whether the candidate participated in the discussion, whether the candidate showed the leadership skills or not. So these are the different criterias on which the observer checks the candidate. Children, group discussion is used in different type of selection procedures, such as when we are selecting the candidates for admission into the management schools. It is used for selecting people where job requires cooperation among the staff. It is used where people have to be selected as supervisors, executives, under whom there are going to be group of people who are going to work under them, so that we know what type of human traits the supervisor or executive has. So it is quite important process, quite important step of the selection. After the group discussion, there is a medical or a physical examination. It is done by a panel of doctors so as to know whether the candidate is healthy and fit to perform the job. A proper medical examination is done of the candidate so as to know whether the candidate is fit or he or she is having any kind of severe disease which can be a problem in near future. The next step is checking the references. In the application blank, the candidate is generally required to mention 2 names from whom the background check of the candidate can be checked. These 2 people need not be the people from his blood relation. They should be acquainted with the candidate. Such references help in knowing the background of the candidate. But at times, these references may not be interested or may not be frank in giving the proper information about the candidate. The next is the final approval. After the candidate has been checked through the references, there is a final approval of the candidate. That is, the candidate is given a formal letter, is issued an appointment letter, and on this appointment letter, the candidate is being mentioned about the probation period. That is, it can be 1 year or 2 year and so on. No selection procedure is foolproof. So this probation period tells us basically is used for observing his or her working style. That is, whether the candidate is a suitable candidate is checked during the probation period. After this comes the final placement. Selected candidates under the placement are posted on the appropriate job for which he or she was selected. This is called the placement. It is basically appointing the right person for the right job and providing that candidate his specific job work. The advantages of placement are: number one, it improves the work efficiency and satisfaction of the employees. That is, for the employees who is selected, when he is placed at the right job, he or she gets the mental satisfaction and he performs his or her work efficiently. So children, this was the steps or procedures of the selection, but it varies from organization to organization. At time, an employee may be selected on some other criterias other than these also. After the selection comes the training, which we would be discussing in our next video. Today we have discussed the meaning of selection and the various steps or procedures in selection. Thank you. Have a good day.